Hello and good morning, listeners. Welcome back to Almus Market Mornings. And I have heard very interesting statement in the past few hours, which must have ruled a lot many eyeballs. Folks, Putin said, "Our goal is not to spin the flywheel of military conflict, but on the contrary, to end this war. We will strive for an end to this, and the sooner the better, of course." Now, this, folks, is very interesting statement because of the longevity of this Ukraine Russia saga, and we're still wondering how things are going to go ahead. And JK, I'd like your comments on this later. But before that, folks, on the other side, Japan's core inflation rose to its highest level in 40 years. Indian commercial lending growth also seems to be doing well, accelerating to 17.4% over the year uh, from the earlier period. Now, there has been some good updates, some bad updates, but Christmas is indeed here. So, folks, before we go into the holiday season, JK, I'd like to pester you a little more for your updates.
Hey, good morning. It's a pleasure actually updating. Uh, so the glimpses of Santa Rally got stunted yesterday on the economic news from two major nations, US and UK, both not encouraging. UK GDP shrunk more than expected, with lower consumer spending and lower business investment. While US GDP, while it rose, it also gives thoughts that Fed might stay on course for more interest rate hikes, and they're already focused on getting demand side pressures on inflation lower by raising rates, and the consumption which showed an increase in GDP will not be to their liking. So while UK economy already shows that it is in recession, so both are not encouraging for investors. And add to it the disturbing news about rising COVID cases in China, and you have the perfect recipe for bears. That was reflected in the stock markets yesterday, which erased much of the previous day's rally. Fixed income traders were not sure which way to take the prospects of economic slowdown haunting, notwithstanding the beat on GDP numbers, which is anyway backward looking, while Fed stays on course for future rate rises to fight inflation. So there is something that they need to choose between whether economic recession will be more severe or the rate hikes is going to, keep them on the sell side of the bonds. Also, the weak looking stock market goads them into buying bonds, but look for more evidence of inflation dropping further, of which we will have some more information when the monthly PCE core price index data is released today. And expectation for the year-on-year number is to drop to 4.7 from 5% last month. And, of course, on the currency side, we have dollar index, which is kind of seeing some bottom below 104, but actually held down there because of two currencies. One is the euro and the yen. And after the surprise move by Bank of Japan to slightly alter their yield curve control limits, yen has been in demand, and people do expect more. And as you said, if the with the core inflation rising again, I think it's only a matter of time before the market gets into the mood of buying more yen, and perhaps for the year end they would remain a bit quiet. On the European side, the hawkish commentary from ECB members continue, and Windows said that he was concerned the markets underestimated the persistence of inflation, and they might consider fiscal policy to be incompatible with the monetary policy, which means that they don't want even they don't think the fiscal policy will actually help in these circumstances, and we have no choice but to act. That's what he says. Increases of 50 basis points in the coming meetings may become the norm. So euro and yen remaining strong keeps the dollar index down, although other in risk currencies like Australian dollar, Canadian dollar, they are on the slightly weaker side. Chinese yuan made a foray above 7, but has come back below because the rising COVID cases are obviously impacting the sentiment. There has been some other news on the Russian side saying that they will start buying yuan on the currency market next year if oil and gas revenues meet expectations, opening a new front for accelerating the de-dollarization drive designed to reduce the dependency on Western finance. Not so much to write about USD INR. Everyone knows it's been in a very tight range between 60 and 90. But good thing is that we are not even breaking higher, even on bouts of dollar strength abroad. I think it's a year-end factor. If anything, I'm slightly inclined to think that rupee can get stronger with carry getting more incentivizing for exporters to sell. But however, even if we do break 80 to 60, that's been holding for quite a few days. 80 to 40 should be very strong support that should hold any rally in the rupee. Yes, the optimistic news from Putin, but it has been taken with skepticism by the US authorities, and they don't believe that he means it. But definitely we will take it as a positive news, even though it is more bordering on hopes. Yes, because also on the other side, Russia has increased its military strength to 1.5 million, and the Ukraine has once again been visiting US to get more aid for the war-related spending. So let's stay with the positive side of it. Enjoy the Christmas times, and wish you all Merry Christmas, best wishes for the season, and Happy New Year.
Wonderful, JK. And I really liked your point about the Santa rally coming to an hold. I mean, folks, yes, we've had a roller coaster of a year, but we expected, or it seems the investors expected the year to end on a positive note. Unfortunately, the kind of numbers that was seen in the UK were not really encouraging enough for the investors, keeping the question alive on the kind of rate hikes there is there in the store. On the other hand, yes, the yen strength is likely to remain, as JK mentioned, and probably even help reduce some bit of the imported inflation and help the BOJ in the process of reducing the overall inflation. Other than that, very tight range for USD INR. It seems as if USD INR has already been on a holiday, other than a lot many market participants. So let's see how things go about with the range constantly not being breached by the pair. On the other hand, as JK mentioned, even though there was a positive update by Putin, it is looked with some skepticism, and as we started, there are some rolled eyeballs. So it needs to be seen how things proceed with this kind of an update and whether they really mean it or not. Any which ways, folks, holiday season is here, and we have the Christmas weekend here. Hope the Christmas weekend brings all the joy. Merry Christmas to all of you, and have a very good celebration, because this year deserves some bit of easing out and relaxation. Thank you so much for listening, and we shall come back again on Monday.